Hey everyone, you are welcome back to Tell Your Data Story. This is day 2 of the course. I'll be looking in this tutorial or in this video on how to enter our data. We've able to talk extensively in the first video on getting started with SPSS and as well as entering of our variables, that is creating of variables. So in this video, we look at how we can join together all those knowledge we've had in the first video, how we can make use of it in this lesson. So we said in the previous lesson that there are two major prerequisites or two things required before you can actually create a data set that will be ready for data analysis. We have two steps involved. The first step is creating your variables, while the second step is actually entering your data. So here in this video, we'll be looking at how we can create a variables. We just explain roughly or just a straight explanation in the last class how you can actually create our variables. But here I'll be showing you one after the other how we can create our variables and make it up and running. Then we actually look at entering of data as well. So I'll be making use of a dummy data here with me. It's just what a survey or rather a questionnaire. So I'll be creating my variables. Just take some of the questions from the questionnaire, then I will enter little of the data so that you can see how you can actually create your own data set by creating your variables as well as entering of your data. So with me here, the first option or the first question here on the questionnaire is what is name. So I'll be making my first variable name. You know that I'm presently on the variable view. As I said in the last class that we have two views in SPSS. We have the data view and we have the variable view. So the variable view is where we create our data. We define our variable rather. While data view is where we input our data. So I will define my variable first. After defining my variable, then I will change my view to data view to actually enter my data. So watch me as I do that stepwise. So the first thing I'll be entering now is name. The first thing on my list is name. So without anyone telling you, the type of this variable now is what is a text based. That is, I'll be entering the name. It's not a numeric in this case. So as I said in the last class, whenever your variable type is a text based, you change it to string. Whereas when it is what numeric, that's going when it's number based, we say that generally a variable is either what text based or number based. When it's number based, then it is what it is numeric. But when it is text based, then it is what it is string. So I'm going to change my variable type from numeric to string. Just click on the box here with three dots. So you see another dialog box open. Then change your numeric to string. So this is just talking about the number of characters. So some names actually is longer than the other. Number of characters here mean that the number of characters you can enter mean that I can only enter 8 characters. So you can have some participants that has more than 8 characters in their name. Just make like 20 at least. You should be able to accept for all of the to within the range of the names of the participant or any numbers you like. Just put it there. Then you push on OK. So I'll move on. Since my name is a text base, I don't need anything with the decimal. The label, you can also write name. Maybe you can even more go specific, maybe name of the participant or respondent, anyone you like. Just put any name, anything you like. So under my values, you know that generally whenever I want a variable is a string, you don't need to define the variables. You don't need anything to do with values. Is when a variable is what a categorical variables, that is they occur in levels. That's when we have to make use of values, that is to code those levels, maybe like education status, primary, secondary, like that. So since this variable is a string, we are entering the name directly. We don't need anything to do with the values. Then you move on, and generally any variable that is string is what is nominal. Even the system will make it default to be nominal. So any variable that is in string is nominal. And why is it nominal? Because the what is actually not a categorical variables, but why it is nominal? Because it's not a ranking variables, as we see as the case of ordinal. It is text based, so we can also give it what is scalar. So it is what is the nominal what are variables. So that's that about what the first variable. So I'll move down to the second variable. So on my list here is what is name of the second question is market. So the person actually is studying the profitability assessment of poultry feed marketing in Gombe State. So the among is what the question is asking is the respondent is the market they are actually operating in. So is market, maybe the market is what is a market, the name of market in short, maybe it's Mr. A market, Mr. B market. So in the same case here, this particular variable is also what a string variable. Why? Because is a open-ended question market, then a dash is put in front of it. So the respondent is meant, the participant is expected to enter the market he or she is operating in. So we are going to change this variable as well into string because it's a test base. So you can also come here and write the market as well. So you are done with this that's for that. Then I'm moving to the another variable is age of the participant or the marketers enrolled in this study. So our age, so without anyone telling anyone telling us, age is numeric because it involves number. So age is numeric. The only thing that can actually make age, that can make someone defining is variable to make to have difference in what in defining variable of age is actually under the mayor. So when you are looking at the mayor, based on the question, if the question is an open-ended question, that is age, what's your age, input your age, you should know that that's what a scalar variable. Age in that case would be what a scale under the mayor. But when the age is what is a close-ended question, that is the age has been grouped into maybe okay from 0 to 12, from 13 to 15, as I explained in the last class. So that shows that it's going to be what nominal, ordinal rather. So I'm just explaining this ahead before we move into the mayor. So just move on. So the age is automatically is what is a whole number. So you don't need anything. You don't need you are not interested in the decimal. So it's whole number. Just put it 0. So the age is whole number. Your age 25. You can write 25.2 or 25.6. So you don't need anything to do with decimal. Under the label, you can also write age as well. Then you move on. You don't have anything to do with the values because the age is an open-ended question in this regard. Then under a measure, you are going to choose scale. Why is it scale? Because it was a numeric variable. We say that any continuous variable, that is any variable that is what is a continuous measurement, you are going to, the measurement is what is scalar. But when in a case if the age is grouped, I know that you should have seen that in some questionnaire that you don't need to input your age directly. You just have to tick what a category that your age falls or range or falls within. So in such a case, it is what it is ordinal. But in this case, an open-ended question, I'm choosing scale. So I'll move on to the next variable. So that's sex of the marketer. So in this case, our sex is what is male and female. Is male and female. So the variable type is automatically what numeric. Why is it numeric? Because we are going to make use of values here. We are going to make use of values here. So we are going to code our male and female to 1 and 2. Since what will be entering under the data view is 1 and 2. So that makes our gender or sex to be numeric. But at the same time, sex can also what took the ruling of what of a string. That is, we are going in such a case you will be entering male female male female male female male female male female, and that will be very not very what logical or very what somehow of what of strenuous to what we data analysis, that you should be entering male female. Consider what taking a data, entering a data of 1,000 plus. So be entering male and female is what will be too much very difficult, and it can actually what affect the accuracy of data. So whereas we are going to make use of what of values, just code the values, 1 for male, so that will be very easy. Whenever you have a male, just press 1. You have a female, you press 2, or use any other labels you like. You can make use of A, B, anything you like, but number are actually what accurate. So under our label, I also just input sex. So in my values, I will define my values as you know that a gender is either a male or female. So I will make use of 1 for my male. So under your label, you type male. So you press add. So 2 again for female. Then you press add. Then you check on OK. So coming down to what to the mayor here, that shows that what the measure about of sex is what is nominal. Why is it nominal? Because it's what a categorical variables and it is not ranked. You can't say that male is more what gender or female is more gender than female. Female is more gender than male or male is more gender than female. That is, you can't give them position, you can't rank them. They are just categorical variables. They are just independent categorical variables on their own. So I'm choosing what nominal is a what actual measure for sex. So I'm moving to another variable on my list here is also marital status of the respondent. Marital status. So marital status is also what is a close-ended question. You see now the SPSS display dialog box that is legal character. You could see when I'm inputting my variable name, I put a space. Do you notice that? I explained that in the previous class that one of the guidelines you must ensure while inputting your name is that there must not be space. So marital status, you can just add marital, or you can write it together marital status, or you make use of what of an underscore marital status. Then you move on. You see that it accepts that because you don't have any spacing, no special characters or number as a first character. So marital status is also I'm changing the word the decimal of sex because also what is just what is a categorical variable, is not a numbers, it's not in numeric. So marital status is also what is a categorical variable. You don't have anything to do with in numbers. That you are not dealing with decimal. You are not dealing with not like weight or height that can occur in decimal place. Just change this as well to 0. So I can write more about my label. Just write marital status as well. So you can make use of space and anything you like under the label. So coming down to the values, so we have 4 levels of marital status as in my question. So I will code all those 4 levels under the values. So the first one is single. That is single. That's a single person. Maybe bachelor or spinster. That's just single. Just add. Then the next one is what is married. That's number 2. You can make use of any number you like at your own end. You can make use of 0, 1, 0, 2, anyhow you want it to be defined. So the third one I'll be using is divorced, while the last levels under the marital status is widowed. So you check on OK to add that values. So under the marital status, we have 4 categorical values. We have the single, we have the married, divorced, and widowed, and we are able to compute that. So coming down to your mayor, so if I should ask you which measure is marital status, so one is not scalar because it's not in numeric variables. It's not in numeric variable per se because it's not in number. But we are making, don't let the variable type confuse you with actual what the variable is actually in original initially, because we are making use of numeric here because we are making use of values of values. You know, age is automatically a numeric variables because you are going to input, you are going to make use of figures, numbers. But sex and marital status are actually not a originally a numeric variables, but because we are making use of values, that's why we are giving them the ruling of numeric variables. Because under the data view, when it comes to your sex or marital status, you are going to make use of number 1 for male, 2 for female. You are not entering male as a test or female. That's why we have numeric for them. But here under the marital status is also is not is a categorical variables, meaning that your measure is under either ordinal or nominal. So but how are we going to define whether marital status is ordinal or nominal? Is by looking at the levels. Can we say that marital status are in ranked? Can we give them the ruling of position? That is, okay, someone is more ranked than the other. So what will actually say that you can't put ranking in marital status? So when you are either married or you are single or you are divorced or you are widowed. So we can't give a ranking. You can't say like maybe someone is more married than the other, no, or someone is less or married than the other, no. Like maybe like a score. You can't say that okay, this person pass the examination than the other. You can't say that marital status is just a categorical independent variables. So we are choosing what nominal in this case. So I will stop here just on these 5 variables. Then we move to the data view. So we are able successfully create our variables in this case. So now the next thing involves or next thing after what creating of variables is entering of our data. Our data. So you see that now I have what my variables. My variable has been what well created. You see now this under name and market. You can see A. This A is representing that is a string variables, meaning that you are typing text. Even if you forget seeing that you can see A and A, mean that is a text base. You need to input a text. You see the ruler here in the age represents numeric, so you can just hover your mouse over it to check the description of each of the variable. So let us see how we can enter our data. Generally, there are 2 ways you can enter your data. Entering of data in the SPSS, you either enter it at this window right now, or you export your data. You import your data from Excel or other database. So we'll be looking at that in subsequent videos but in this present videos, we just want to see how we can enter our data in SPSS directly. So I'll just make use of what just type what's it called, just make use of 10 Dumi data, just make use of random data. Let me just use some names. So we have Umar, we have Salisu, just click enter and continue. We have Bola, or let me make use it, let me do it a case wise. Each of these what column is a case, that is for what each individual. So the first name here is Umar. The market Umar is belonging to is what is Katungo. Let's just use a name like that. The age of Umar is 23. The sex is, now you'll be entering one represent what male. So 1 represent male. If you want to 1 represent male, if you want to see whether you are the number you entered, maybe 1 or 2 is actually correct for the variable, for the values you define for it. So you can just come here. You see where value labels, where you can see an icon. This section is called what data editor toolbar. So you can just come here. If you press this, that number will change to what we actually define it for. I press 1. So if you want to check whether that one actually represents 1, you can come here to do that. So you can uncheck that again to change it to 1. So marital status of this person is also what is single. So let me move to another person. This Salisu. The market is Gombe. It's Gombe. So the age is 15 or 13. So Salisu is also a male. As you can see, marital status is married. That's 2. So another is Bola. Bola is what is in Biliri. So the age of Bola is 15, while the sex is male, female, as you can see. So we are entering 2 as our female. So while the marital status is married, that's 2. So another person is Kelechi, while the market is in what is in Tumfue. Then the age is 25. The sex is 2, that's female, while the marital status is what is she is divorced. So that's 3. That's 3% are what divorced, if you could remember. Then the other person is Abdul. So the market Abdul is running is what is new market. So you see now that the system is not accepting more than that, because the character we define for it. So you just move on. You can go and change that under the variable view. So I'll just move on. The characters we define for it is 8. So that's why it's not accepting more than that. So the age is what is 34, is 24. So the sex of Abdul is female, is male, as you can see 1, while the marital status is single. Then the 6th one is that's Mashku. Mashku is is operating in operating in bank code, just bank code. The age is 35. Mashkuri is a male. Why is what? Marital status is what? Is married. Why this the person that follows is Kerima. So I'm just using some just random name. So the market she is operating in uh is what? Kashere. Then the age of us is 18. Then Karima is what? Is she's a female. Why the marital status is what? She is single. Why the next person is caller. The market she's is operating in is new site. The age is 45. Caller is a male and is what is also what? He has divorced, so we are taking what? 3. That's divorce. Why the next person is Chinedu. So Chinedu is what? Is operating in Chinedu is what? Also operating what? In government area. Just shorting that, government area. That's where his market is located. So government area. So it's because of the characters I define for this particular market is 8. That's why it's not accepting it. So you can actually what? Go and change that. But let me just continue. So the age is what? Is 34. Chinedu is a male, and the marital status is married. Is married. Just 2. While the last person is Ismail. So Ismail is also working in what? In Tumfue, and the age is 23, and the Ismail is what? Is 1, while the marital status is what? Is single. So this is how data is being entered in SPSS. We've seen now in this video how you can actually create a data set by defining your variables, as you can see in the variable view, and entering of your data as well. So based on how your data you define your data, if it's a string variable or a string type, you are going to make use of text, as you can see in the name and the market. But others are what? In numeric. Age is a numeric what? Data is a numeric variable, and we are making use of numbers. So cells and matrices are also in numeric, but originally they are not numeric, but since we define them, make use of values. That is, we've converted the category into what? Into numeric. We've defined them, we've coded them into numeric. That's why we are making use of numeric for them, because all these 1 and 2 are actually representing something. And you can actually see that if you over this push on these value labels, you see that it changes. Our 1, 2, 3 is now changing to male, female, single, married, divorce. So this is how you can get your data set running and to be ready for data analysis. So I hope you've gotten something very tangible from this video. From now you can able to create your variables, that is, define your variables, and at the same time enter your data in SPSS perfectly and accurately. So we are going to stop here in this video, and in the next video we'll be talking about how we can actually export our data from Excel and all other things or guidelines that's involved in exporting of data from Excel. Maybe you have a client or someone who actually has input his data in Excel. You can actually bring it here and you continue your job. So in the next video, I'll be talking about importing of data from Excel. So see you soon. See your instructor, Shuaib Muhammad Jami. Thank you.